I am kind of nervous. It is my first time speaking to a fairly large crowd. I will start off by thanking Fred for giving me the opportunity to come and share my story. Thank John as well for all the great work that he's doing with the Justice Center. Thank Michael Kennedy, who I haven't seen tonight, but his spirits are here with us tonight. I see Nick Bergamini, a fellow Raven from Carleton University, who knows how much we've struggled for the past, I'd say 5 to 10 years at Carleton University, battling these leftist radical organizations. So Fred was talking about how free speech is basically, if not repressed or suppressed on campuses. And Carleton University is a campus that would exemplify that. I was a student counselor on my student council. I was elected under a tyrannical and I would say oppressive regime that sought to suppress free speech on campus. I was elected under a time where it was not okay to be a pro-life student, it was not okay to be a conservative, it was not okay to be all these things that a lot of people considered oppressive in their own little bubble. But it's not about politics, and this is what I told a lot of people, that it wasn't a lot about politics, because it really doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative or radical or whatever it is. What it comes down to principle, and that principle is the universal right to be able to be on a campus and express your opinion and express your views, whether or not people agree with you. It's also the right to be challenged, it's the right to be heard, and it's the right to be respected. And these universal rights are offered to us in Canada, but why are they being targeted on campuses? So just a little bit about myself. I'm a political science student. I'm about to graduate from Carleton University. I would like to say it's a good school, other than the radicals on campus who have decided to make it their goal to basically shut up everyone that they disagree with. But other than that, it's been a roller coaster. I want to talk about something that was very important to me as a pro-life student. And again, I don't really care if people are pro-life or not, because that wasn't what this is about. It was just about the principle of allowing freedom of speech to flourish on campus. But as a admittedly pro-life student, I was at the face of a lot of harassment, a lot of bullying tactics, a lot of intimidation, and a lot of severe backlash from my thoughts and ideas. In 2010, a very dear friend of mine was arrested on campus for erecting a pro-life image of aborting fetuses. And she and a couple of other friends that I'm really close to, they were arrested. And thereafter, our student association banned all pro-life activity on campus. This isn't something that's new. This isn't something that's shocking. It happens all over campuses, all over Canada, and in campuses all over Canada, in the United States as well. I mean, it's something that students, when given power, they feel like they can completely repress opinions that they do not agree with. And so that happened in 2010, and ever since then, CUSA has banned CUSA is the Carleton University Students Association. They've completely banned all pro-life activity on campus, and students like me and a lot of friends that I had that had certain pro-life views were unable to gain access, facilities, resources from our student association, from which we paid into. And then I came along in 2012 with a whole team of people who just believed in freedom of speech, and we decided to change this. We decided that it was no longer okay for pro-life students or whatever kind of student to feel intimidated by these people, to feel like their voices cannot be heard and they cannot have an opinion on a campus that they decided to go to. And there were students who were coming up to me and saying that this is injustice, this is no longer a political game, this is an issue of justice. And I decided to do something about it. I and a couple of other good friends who aren't here tonight, but we decided to do something about it. We decided to take this to CUSA and to try to change things around. And so in about I would say November of 2012, we began reviewing the old policies that banned pro-life activities. we began reviewing those, we began seeing how they were completely antithetical to the university regulations, to the university codes of conduct. They were completely antithetical. I have no idea how they got away with it, but you know, when you have a majority for the past, when you had a majority for the past decade, you can basically get away with whatever you want. And so it wasn't until December that we finally brought it to the table, where we finally had a discussion, an open discussion about reverting a lot of these policies that were completely repressive. But don't get me wrong, I faced a lot of harassment, a lot of bullying tactics from these people, just simply because I was trying to do what I think is a good thing, which is promote freedom of speech on campus. And everything from harassment, physical, you know, verbal, everything from my name being completely slandered on Facebook, everything you could possibly imagine. But it really didn't matter, because at the end of the day, I did think that our fight was what was important, and a lot of people have worked really hard at Carleton to allow students to be able to express themselves and to be able to have freedom of speech flourish on campus. So today, the policy passed by a huge majority, proudly so. And today, a lot of students have thanked me personally, have thanked my colleagues who worked in this fight. Today, we have a very positive executive. I think Nick knows that very well. We have a very positive executive right now in power, an executive that believes in the freedom of speech on campus, believes that the university is the beacon of free speech, and believes in all views and opinions, and believes that everybody should be heard. My advice is, if you have students going to university who are facing these issues, is tell them to stand up and tell them to remember that this isn't a fight about politics, it's a fight about principles. And for as long as we have that at the forefront, we'll be able to fight these. So uphold your campus freedoms, uphold your liberty, uphold your everyday freedoms, uphold your right to freedom of speech, uphold your right to free expression, because without those, we're essentially powerless. Thank you.